you will be in purgatory for a very long time. The Chaplet of St. Michael, second only to the Divine Mercy devotion, has the greatest promise in regards to purgatory, even better than the scapular. Full deliverance for those that pray it daily. However, I have found some possible evidence to the contrary from a book about purgatory from the same time period in which the chaplet was given. Let's take a look at the history of both, and then let's look at the evidence. So the Chaplet of St. Michael, many of you know, is a short but beautiful and powerful way of honoring St. Michael. So the history goes back to 1790 to this Portuguese nun, Antonia de Astanac. There's actually not a lot of information about her life. I tried looking. If you know more, please comment down below in the comments. And essentially, he appeared to her and told her and promised that whoever would practice this devotion in his honor when approaching Holy Communion would have an escort of 9 angels chosen from each of the 9 choirs. In addition, for those who would recite the chaplet daily, he promises continual assistance and that all of the holy angels during life and after death deliverance from purgatory for themselves and their family. A pretty amazing promise. Now, I want to talk about the benefits, but also some of the drawbacks. I have interesting information on that, things for you to consider. So the chaplet essentially consists of certain prayers honoring St. Michael in each of the 9 choirs, with each of those in Our Father and 3 Hail Marys. After that, some prayers honoring the 3 principal archangels that we know of, Gabriel, Michael, and Raphael, as well as some closing prayers. It's something that you can pray in about 10 minutes. Very awesome, very beautiful. Highly recommend that you look that up. Well, I was reading from another book about purgatory that is amazing called the Manuscript of Purgatory. That's sometimes for short they call it the Manuscript. Now this is directly from that book, which was written in the 1800s, so about 50 and 60 years after the revelations of the Chaplet of St. Michael. So it kind of gives us some context that this has been known for a while and people have begun practicing this. It's a purgatory soul who was formerly a nun of the same convent. She appears to one of her fellow sisters. They knew each other while alive, and it's a series of conversations, of journal entries, giving her information about the spiritual life, as well as her asking her questions, since she's in purgatory, asking questions, including questions about the chaplet. These are all of the entries in the book that have to do with St. Michael. So listen up, because this stuff is unbelievable. So this entry is from May of 1874. The soul in purgatory says, "You do well to pray to St. Michael and to urge others to do so. One is indeed happy at the hour of death, when he has had confidence in some of the saints. They will be his protectors before God in that terrible moment." So have a devotion to St. Michael and the other saints that you love, because they in a special way will show up at the moment of your judgment, and you want as many intercessors as possible. This next one's from September of 1879. "We see St. Michael as we see the angels. He has no body. He comes to get the souls that have finished their purification. It is he who conducts them to heaven. He is among the seraphim. He is the highest angel in heaven. Our own guardian angels come to see us, but St. Michael is far more beautiful than they are." Now that's something that I had never heard, that St. Michael was the highest angel in heaven. I knew that he was really up there. So there's always things that we can understand more deeply about him. It continues. Then Sister Mary of the Cross, who's the nun that the soul in purgatory is appearing to, she asks, what is the best way of honoring St. Michael? "The best and most efficacious way of glorifying him in heaven and honoring him on earth is to spread devotion to the souls in purgatory and to make known the great mission he fulfills towards these suffering souls. It is he who is entrusted by God to lead the souls to the place of expiation and to bring them to their eternal home after purification. Each time a soul arrives to increase the number of the elect, God is glorified, and this glory in some way communicates itself also to the celestial minister, St. Michael. It is an honor for him to present to our Lord the souls that will sing their thanks and his mercy through all eternity." Imagine having that job. Taking a soul from purgatory after it's purified and giving it to God forever to be there in heaven. I mean, can you seriously think of a better job than that? That would just fill you with so much joy. What an honor that he has. I could never make you understand the intense love which the heavenly archangel has for his divine master, and the love which God in turn has for St. Michael. Neither could I convey to you a true idea of the love and pity St. Michael has for us, He encourages us in our sufferings by speaking to us of heaven. The us is the souls in purgatory. So can you imagine if you have a devotion to St. Michael right now, that in purgatory you will be consoled by him. He will speak to you of heaven. I mean, it's one thing to have someone you love or a great priest or a holy person on earth to tell you about heaven, but to have the highest angel, to be in the glory of that being and to hear from him in his own words about heaven. I mean, come on, this is unbelievable. How do they celebrate the Feast of St. Michael in Purgatory? This is being recorded, by the way, on the Feast of St. Michael. On that day, St. Michael comes to Purgatory and returns to heaven with a great number of souls, especially with those who had been devout to him in life. Now, if that's not motivation to love him more, then I don't know what is. St. Michael's presence at death. St. Michael is present when the soul leaves the body. I saw him only. And he is the only one that every soul sees. Now that's somewhat of a vague statement. I don't know if that means that every person will at least see St. Michael and possibly some other people, or if St. Michael is the only person that we will see our moment of death. Either way, again, a reaffirmation for us to love him and to honor him. And here's the question about the Rosary of St. Michael. At that time, they called it the Rosary of St. Michael, not the Chaplet. So listen to this, you have to hear this. Are the promises made to those who recite the Rosary of St. Michael true? Are you ready? But before I give you the answer, I have to talk to you about how to support this channel. I know you're waiting. Please, the best way to support this channel is through your love, through your prayers, hitting that like button, leaving good comments, sharing this channel with other people, praying for the souls in purgatory, really taking the message that I try to convey in each and every video. Along with another great way that you can support it is through Buy Me a Coffee. You can make a one-time donation or become a member where you make a $5, $10, or $15 donation every month, and that's kind of already set. There's a QR code that you can scan right here if you're watching this on a TV or on a tablet. That will send you to that page. There's also a few other things there. If you ever want me to come give a talk at your parish, you can look that up there. I also have some wish lists of items that I would like to increase the quality of this channel. Great way to support this channel. Thank you so much. Let's get to this answer right now. Here we go. The promises are real, but you need not think that people who recite it out of routine and without any pains to become holy are taken out of purgatory at once. That would be false. St. Michael does more than he promises, but he is not overly anxious to relieve those who are condemned to a long purgatory. Certainly as a reward for their devotion to the archangel, their sufferings are shortened, but as to delivering them at once, not so. I, who used to say it, so this nun used to say it, listen to this, can serve as an example of this. And the whole time that she's in this book talking to the nun, she's talking about how long she's been there and the levels of purgatory. It's unbelievable. Immediate deliverance, listen to this, takes place only in the case of those who have worked with courage at their perfection and who have little to expiate in purgatory. So in other words, if you pray the chaplet, those promises are only granted if you're also leading a life of holiness. So that's important. And I think that goes to say that that would be the case with everything that's a promise, including, for instance, the scapular. So we cannot only rely on the promise and not live a life of holiness. My friends, I hope you learned a lot about St. Michael today. I hope you grow in your devotion. And if you pray the chaplet, lead a holy life as well. And those promises will be given to you. I'll see you in the next one.